welcome to the Get Down. I'm here with Frantic.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Paulo, I don't know where it's at.
Paulo.
And the guest today is a friend and sponsor of the podcast, Jeff of 902.
How's it going, everybody?
This episode is brought to you, of course, by Dragon Energy. The power is yours. Canada's newest energy drink, and of course, Mezcal. And of course, 902 Lit.
Yes, absolutely, always.
I'm not Paulo, so forgive me. But I'll try to do the best I can. Jeff, thanks for coming on the podcast today.
Thanks for having me. Always.
Also, thanks for all the good things you do for the community. Actually, let's go back before COVID. So, every time I say last year, I'm actually not talking of 2020. I'm talking 2019. Okay. Do you ever notice that? Do you ever do that?
No.
Yeah, I do that all the time. I'm talking to someone last year I was here, right? But last year I was in the house.
You probably jumped into a wormhole or something.
Right. Anyway, so
the last year and a half has all been it's
crazy.
Yeah.
But
it doesn't count.
Really, we could just scratch it out. But before COVID, right? I remember I was saying it was actually at the Get Down, because then the Get Down was an event. I'm like, okay, we talked. And you're like, okay, you're passionate about music, and you're one of those people that you actually put your money where your mouth is.
I try.
You do more than try. So
I'm broke now. That's why I haven't been doing it much lately.
So how did you discover your love for music?
Music has always been an extension of who I am, and it's just one of those things where you can either use it to escape, you can use it to express yourself, you can use it to meditate, you can use it, there's so many things that you can do with music. And then if you start getting in, not necessarily that I'm musically inclined or can play any instruments, but when you start meeting the underdogs and the Frantics and the different local talent, and then, you can appreciate it more because you see the hard work and the dedication that you guys go through with not only the music, and then you guys had me in the Corey video, and just seeing all the hard work that you put in, it gives you a completely different appreciation for the music, and it's storytelling. It's storytelling, and I remember I very young, and my mom would sing Dr. Hook, Sylvia's mother, to me as a lullaby, and it's like growing up, down in the States, and you always had being in Maryland, it was country music. It was all over the place. It was country music, it was classic rock, it was hard rock, it was hip hop, it was rap, it was just any music. And I love it all. From Carl Orff, classical and opera to I just discovered an Australian group, Those Who Walk with Giants.
Oh.
And it's just, I think it's either listed as progressive rock or post rock, and it's just all instrumental, but it's so beautiful because it's got this orchestral element to it, and it's just crazy. And when I'm at work and I'm in my car all day driving, and it's that's just it, and it's an escape. It's an escape, and I just love music.
Man, you know what, you were mentioning progressive rock. I'm like, how do people even tell the difference? Because the other day you were mentioning the different genre of hip hop. I'm like, I just call it hip hop. How do you break it down, actually?
To be honest, I have no idea. And I've even asked musicians. I said, look, I just discovered this group, and they're listed as progressive rock. What's the difference between progressive and post? They're like, we have no idea. There's all...
Well, it's post what, right?
Yeah.
What happened before?
Yeah, exactly. What happened to rock? Why is this post rock? Is rock dead? Well, a lot of rock is dead, but...
I think progressive is just the general trajectory of it getting busier and busier and busier and more complicated, and then kind of reaching this plateau.
The pinnacle at the end, and it just leaves you
It's like a
Wanting
bomb.
more. Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And let's talk about 902 Lit. What's the story? How was it?
No story.
How was it? How did
No backstory. There's
I love
nothing
stories, but there's no story.
There's no story to this. It just happened, you know. Yeah, you know, Kong and Godzilla had a fight.
You know what? I've not seen that film. Has
neither
anyone
have
seen
I.
it? Oh,
No.
okay.
No,
I'm struggling to watch Justice League. Like
I refuse to watch. I didn't watch the Joss Whedon one, and I'm not going to watch the Zack Snyder
Why
one.
not?
Why?
It's like it's out. You know, it's
Well, that's like like the Zack Snyder cut is. I think they said like
it's
4
hours, 2 minutes. Yes.
Yeah. Next thing you know, you got Peter Jackson saying he's got an extended version of The Hobbit.
It's
8 days. No, thank you.
No, but like,
no, thank you.
I'm gonna be honest though. It's actually not bad. It's actually not bad.
What, Justice League?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
actually, you know,
like I haven't even seen Batman versus Superman. Like I don't. Like, and it's not because I'm a Marvel fan, but I'm a Marvel fan. But I mean, like, if I think it's good, like I'll watch it. It's just like music. Like, if I think it's good, I'll watch it. If somebody suggests it, like, hey, I really think you'd be into it. Not yours. I'm not taking your suggestion. I'm not gonna go home and watch it.
Hold on, though. See, I think what happens is the internet is just like the internet explodes hate. Like if something is great, like we don't care.
Right.
But if something is shit, that's where the internet directs you to.
That's life though. That's if you release 100 great songs, people are like, all right, you release one shit song.
Yeah.
And they're gonna be like, Frantic's releasing trash. This is I don't even understand what he's doing. But it's like, look at his back catalog. Like, look at all this great stuff. It's just like at work. They don't remember all the good things you did, but you do one thing wrong, you make one mistake, and they shit all over for it. They write you up. You know better than that. And it's like, you know.
You know, I didn't even think of that. But like, anyway, I'm still coming to Justice League because I want you to see it. I'll make my point.
All right.
So what happened with Batman vs Superman is that it was great, right? But like they just made a stupid mistake, right? And the stupid
Ben Affleck.
It's not
That's
Ben
the
Affleck.
stupid mistake.
No,
And that even made a more stupid mistake with the vampire from Twilight.
it was. Oh no! He's actually not bad.
Come on.
I'm serious,
Man, that's really blue.
Come on, that is blue. This is Windex. Shout out to Windex.
I'm
Speaking of Windex, Lil Windex.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I got. Like I saw something the other day. It was
Man.
Little Windex.
no.
Yeah.
but
Lil Windex is hilarious.
it's like a
Can't say
person.
He's a rapper.
He's a rapper.
Oh my god, I'm so behind. Do you know, like, so the other day I was just online, as you know, you do these things these days. I get like a music sent to me, and it turns out this song is made by a robot.
Made by Robot?
So
I heard about that the AI they're making AI out of like dead musicians
Have you
and shit.
heard it? It's shit.
no, the one I heard wasn't bad though.
Because there's an AI company and they did the 27 Club. So they did an AI
all those
listen to the
people.
entire music catalog and then they say, okay, if Kurt Cobain was alive today in
What type of
2021,
music would he make?
this is what he would sound like. And I was like, he wouldn't sound like 1991 Kurt Cobain.
Yeah.
He just wouldn't. He
Yeah.
probably wouldn't. Nirvana wouldn't be a thing. And he would probably be involved in so many different genres of music.
Yeah.
He would be our generation's John Lennon. Like he would probably be more vocal about
Everything happening now.
world issues
Yeah.
and you know and
Yeah,
but
he would've-
no, like they did a Nirvana song which was garbage. They did an Amy Winehouse song which was trash. They did a Jimi Hendrix song which sounded like every other Jimi Hendrix song. ever. And it's like, of course they're gonna sound like that because that's what they sounded like.
Then yeah.
Like, and it's just like just let them.
Okay, this one is a hip hop artist, right? But here's a kicker though. TikTok, this guy is on TikTok and he's like, TikTok is crazy. So this guy is called FN Mika, this rapper.
Right.
but like he has like
That's not the guy with the masks.
no, well he has like a thing covering half his face.
Okay.
He's not real,
Not the
right?
same guy, yeah.
He's not real, but like his avatar has like a face. He kind of looks like that guy that snitched on everybody that time.
6ix9ine?
Yeah, he kind of looks like him. Like he has braids and stuff. But anyway, on TikTok he has like
I know. He looks like the guy that snitches on everybody all the time. That can only be one.
Yeah, he's
only
him.
be
I
one.
can't remember, but like,
Stop glorifying rats.
no. Oh my God! See, now you're just making me go on a tangent. So I'll come back to this one. What's his name? That guy, 6ix9ine.
6ix9ine.
He was on TMZ.
Right.
And he was like trying to explain what he did, and he said, like, if your people kidnap you and beat you and stuff, will you like not? Are they still your friends?
Right.
And I don't know if that happened to him, but I think what it's implying is that he like was kidnapped and beaten by these people.
6ix9ine said that?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like he implemented that. He used them to like glorify himself and put himself out there.
Yeah.
And that's what happens when you play with fire.
It's only a matter of time before he ends up burned.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna catch him. His little confrontation with Meek Mill that could have been good if he hadn't been behind 6
I saw that one
linebackers.
too. Yeah, everyone does everything today for TikTok. Oh yeah, coming back to TikTok. So this guy has like, I don't know, like 500,000 people. He's not real first.
Right.
But he has 500,000 people following him. And like, his streams are like crazy on Spotify.
How bad is that? Somebody that's not real has 500,000 followers on TikTok. I don't have one. I don't even have TikTok.
But like, and that's the other thing though. And this guy, I don't know if you know NFTs, the stupidest thing happening now.
Oh no, the non-fundable.
Yeah.
That shit's stupid.
It's the stupidest thing in the fucking world. Like,
Somebody sold one the other day. I was listening to a podcast while I was at work, and somebody had sold one for like $2.2 million.
yeah.
And I'm like, for a 10-second clip of what?
But the thing is, you can see the clip anywhere. Like, you can see the clip anywhere. It's not like...
you know what?
It's like when people like buy stars. Like people
Yeah.
like own
Yeah,
constellations and shit.
That's mine.
Which one? Which?
Yeah, the internet is crazy. So, but anyway, this fucking thing that doesn't exist is selling NFTs too. But actually, I'm not gonna lie, his NFT is cool. His NFT is like a Lamborghini toilet.
That's where Paulo is today. He's stuck on his Lamborghini toilet.
The internet is so
Yeah,
crazy.
shout out to Lamborghini. Where's the bag?
Yeah, that's right. Lamborghini bidets. I wonder what horsepower a Lamborghini bidet is. Should leave you feeling fresh. You won't be able to walk for a week.
But that's what AI is doing now. So,
So now I wonder with the NFTs going around,
yeah.
there's got to be a market for counterfeit NFTs. Like why?
No, you can't counterfeit it. That's the whole thing.
Why not?
You can't it can only be
Like you
one.
said, you can go online and you can go online. It's like going to the market when I like down home. You could go and you could buy your bootleg CD with the cover that you could tell was printed with low ink. Yeah. And it's like, I got Brandy's greatest
that's the
hits.
whole. No.
Come on, Moesha, sing to
Have
me.
you? As a kid, I used to buy those CDs, and here's the thing about those CDs, right? Like, I love 112. I remember I bought a 112 one.
Yes, absolutely.
And Cupid, you know the song Cupid?
Yep.
And it was Cupid, but it wasn't 112.
Yeah.
It was the exact same song, but it was different people singing this song. I was like, okay.
It's like in the style of 112.
Exactly. But really though, so the whole thing about NFTs, you can't counterfeit it because there's only one of it. And
Yeah, but what I'm saying is if it's a 10-second video clip and you find that video clip online, you can record your screen and then crop it and then say, "Look, I got."
Yeah, but
Yeah,
no.
Someone can fall for it.
Right. Yeah. Hey, look what I got.
Okay, I didn't.
I got the original Get
I
Down
think that's-
podcast intro.
That-
I think
is-
that's how you take the power back.
yeah. Right.
Yeah, that is. I didn't think of that because, like,
All right, note to self.
Yeah. I didn't think of that.
Keep
actually.
recording.
But like, so the whole thing is that you take this thing and then you give it like numbers, like a code,
Right.
And that
And
is
it's embedded
the
into it,
anything.
or-
That is the NFT you are getting
Okay.
this code, right? So it's like your NFC is this code to that thing. Like this guy so he does like paintings every day, like digital paintings.
Right.
And then he did, I don't know, 11 years or whatever, but he has like 5,000 of it and then he put it in one painting. Guess how much he sold for? Just pick a number, really.
$12.47.
No. I'm saying NFT money, right?
Like 2 million?
$69 million.
But now, what the thing about it is now the person that owns that,
Yeah, he can't do anything with it. Like it's
and you
it's,
spent $69 million on it. That's just like the Tom Brady rookie card that sold the other day for $3 million.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, so you've got a card. What are you going to do with that card?
I don't fucking know. It's like Pokemon.
There's just
too.
people with fuck you money just
And then that's
being
exactly
able to
what
like
it
own
is.
cultural
You know,
capital.
that's
personally,
it.
I think it's like a good way to wash money. Like, you know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
yeah, that's
Yeah. Right? Right?
I've been watching too much Narcos, right?
Okay. Yep.
And I'm like, there's a scene where it's like it's just a fucking house full of cash money, and they're like, what the fuck are we gonna do with this money?
You got Birdman and
put respect on these NFTs.
exactly. Like you got Juvenile over the course, just like a house full of cash money.
I didn't even get the reference. I just got it down.
All right.
Oh my god. Yeah. Oh wait, talking of cash money. No, really. How did Juvenile? Juvenile was the thing, and then how did Lil Wayne just like?
Well, I always thought like I mean, out of the Hot Boys, like because you had who was it? It was BG, which I thought was the star. I mean, he was it with Cash Money. But you had BG, you had Juvenile, and you had Lil Wayne. I think that was it. And then Manny Fresh was
The producer guy,
the
yeah.
DJ. So, but yeah, I mean, Lil Wayne. What was the one? Fahrenheit. I can't even remember. But Lil Wayne was.
The only time maybe the first time I heard Lil Wayne was on Back the Thing Up, and he did that line.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is this person? And like, he just blew up. Like, he blew the fuck up, man. And that album, what's that album? Oh, that
Like
album
the whole
with
Carter
Amelie.
series was.
Yeah.
Carter 3?
Yeah.
That
Carter
Amelie
3, yeah.
album. Oh man, that album was
Just
so
the
good.
one-liners.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that album was so good. Anyway, 902 lit. Right, let's come back to what's happening. So, like, when did you decide? Okay, I'm going to do this, and why?
It was. I don't know. It was probably like a weeknight. I'm sure it was a weeknight.
So
Probably
like,
after work.
where did it stem from? Like, did you start like drawing when you were
No,
like younger?
well, I mean, yeah, I've always
designing?
been able to draw, and then I think it was probably 7th grade. Yeah, 7th grade. I was in art class. Mr. Samples was true story. Mr. Samples was our art teacher. he gave us a project to do. He said, "All right, today I want everybody to draw a barn." On your piece of paper. So I drew a barn, and I was like, well, the fucking barn looks lonely. So I drew a wagon wheel leaning up against the barn. So, all right, well, how people gonna get to the barn? So I drew a road, drew a tree trunk, drew a tractor out in the field, and I failed. Because he said, I only wanted a barn. So that was discouraging. And then I kind of put it away. I kind of just
samples.
I didn't.
That's
Mr.
actually a good
Samples.
DJ's name, though.
DJ Samples?
Yeah.
He'll get sued. Can you imagine that?
So it all started with a barn.
It all started with a barn. No,
Yeah.
no. When I moved to Nova Scotia in 2006, things didn't work out as planned. But in the 2 years that I was waiting to legally work and get my permanent resident card, I fell in love with the people in province, and then it's just like, how do I express that love? You know, how do I express love for the 902? Because this place is unbelievable. And 2015, 2016, just seeing a couple clothing lines out, and just seeing there's more, and you and I have discussed this before. There's more to the Maritimes than an anchor, ropes, waves,
Lighthouse.
and lighthouses.
Yeah.
So I said, you know what? Let's try it. Let's try it. And since 2016, it has been all out of pocket. Like no bank help, no grants, no nothing. It's been, and I'm still paying that credit card off. And it's still, there's still a passion, there's still a love, because I honestly feel that it's a good thing, and that if there was more exposure, people would embrace it more. But there's just so much competition, and it's like there's just so much stuff out now, and it's like every time I feel like throwing the towel in, it's like I always get a text or a DM or a phone call, and they say, don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it. And it's like, it's difficult, but I'm not gonna do it. So yeah, so that's why we have shirts. We've got my wife is Indigenous, she's Mi'kmaq, so we got the eagle shirt, and I actually shift from the 902 and Devin Paul. They helped me with that design, and just basically walked me step by step, because I didn't want to offend, because obviously I'm not Mi'kmaq, and I didn't want to offend the people. I didn't want to, them to say, oh, there's Casper coming out with a fucking Mi'kmaq design. Yeah. And a lot of people don't know that, like my wife is, she's a female Mi'kmaq business owner. Like she basically is 902 lit. I'm just keeping my ugly mug in front of everybody because she's busy with her own stuff.
Yeah.
She's trying to get her own business up off the ground, and I'm supporting her with that, and I've still got a lot of ideas and a lot of things in store for the summer. New designs and stuff. And again, with the designs, with the exception of the revision of the arc reactor, Calypso, and we got another one coming out.
The revision of this guy.
Yeah.
What is it going to be?
No. That's it. Because
okay.
I told my buddy, I said, just do something cool with our logo so that it can be different and pop a little bit. But no, that's Shop King on Instagram. And he's an amazing artist. And I actually got a new one, and I did a little post the other day.
With the wolf?
And,
you're like, it's coming. When is it coming?
You are impatient. I swear, you would be a horrible date. You would be a horrible date because you'd be hassling the waiter. Where's my matzah sticks? Like, goddamn Israel, be quiet. We just got here, but no, we got a lot of stuff, and it's just basically my only roadblock at this moment is the funds, and that's where it's always been. And it's like, I have people, I need hoodies, I need shirts, I need this, I need that, and it's like, we don't have anything available right now, because it's like I'm working full time, my wife is working full time, we got 2 kids that. Y'all guys can check my Kijiji ad, because I got both of them up. No. That's not even funny. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. But no, and it's like I've got a lot of stuff, and that's why I just keep supporting local and just keeping my name out there. And if if having little contests here and there, and if somebody writes and they say, hey, you know what, I'd really like a T-shirt, or I'd really like one of the bracelets or whatever, but work's kind of laid people off, don't have this, and it's like, well, look, I mean, nobody's buying, so what size do you need? And grab it and take it over there. It's just one little tiny good deed, that could make a difference to somebody.
Yeah.
And it's like, damn, man, the 902 Lit dude is like legit, like he's real. He's real. It's like if you, like I've said, but if you've got one follower, if you've got no followers, and you have some of our stuff, and you post a picture like, hey, we're down Point Pleasant Park, and 902 Lit beanies keeping my head warm. I'm gonna repost it. Unlike the big dude around here that doesn't post anybody unless it's a professional photo shoot. It's like you can spend $1,000 on his merchandise. He doesn't give a rat's ass about you.
Yeah.
At all. You buy a hoodie from me, I'm gonna tell you, I'm like, shit. March break is coming up, and Lillian wants to go to circus camp over at Atlantic Circ. This is gonna help out a lot. Because I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, and that like art and culture, like that connection is super important.
It's
right?
super important.
That's why we keep creating, is to be able to communicate with other people and be like, hey, like, I do this, you do that, like let's work together.
Yeah.
And then
And don't front. Don't fake. Don't fake. Like that's one thing that I hate is like just be real. Just be real with me. Like we were saying about discussions. This is like if we're talking about the vaccine or masks or anything, it's like if I'm stating my opinion and you don't agree with it, don't just be quiet and say, like you're doing now. Where's my matzo sticks? It's like, say something. I respect your opinion, but be real. I'm not gonna go home hating you. Like, God damn.
One thing that comes to mind with that though is something that's kind of happening, where like someone put a tweet in 2016, whatever. And now they are making a film in 2021, and then someone goes and digs up that thing from 2016, and it's like, hey, you said Asian people have, flat eyes or whatever, whatever the thing might be. And then because of that, they're like, oh, you can't make this film.
They're ruined. Yep.
Like, I don't understand that thing. I don't understand it because, are you saying in the 5 years this person hasn't changed?
Absolutely. And people can change. And
Exactly.
And people can realize, but I mean, a lot of it I find stems with comedians. There's so many comedians now that are apologizing for their routines and for their stand-up and for their jokes. I'm like, why apologize for it? Yes, it was offensive, but that's what you were going for back then. That's what you were going for back then.
Like, and I mean, the thing is, if they want to apologize, that's cool. But if it's a forced apology,
it's got to be sincere.
And you can tell when he's reading. Oh yeah. Especially when they say, "If I've offended you, man."
Yeah.
If I've offended you.
Yeah.
But my thing is though,
I'm sorry.
If I did this thing in 2016.
Yeah.
And since 2017, 18, 19, 20. It hasn't happened. I'm like a different person now.
Right.
I'm, like, oh, shoot, okay, that thing I said then, maybe I shouldn't have said it that time. I've learned my lesson. Well, I've changed now.
That's just it. If you can look back on it and say, oh my God, I discussed myself. That's like me before I had a daughter. Oh, I'd be the first person to make jokes about kids and not like super offensive jokes about harming kids, but just like kid jokes, whatever. But now it's like as soon as something like that happens, you realize, and then you look back and you're like, I said a lot of stupid shit. Like I would have disgusted 2015 me would have disgusted 2021 me.
And that is the whole
And that's just
thing.
it. And if you get on camera and just say that,
right.
like look back, just like Jay Leno with his apology and talking about written and scripted, and it was horrible. He was like, yeah, I know I said a lot of things. They were jokes, and I knew they were wrong at the time, and they're still wrong, and I'm sorry to all my Asian friends and fans. And it's like, okay, just that whole apology means nothing.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't sincere.
Yeah.
Come out there, and if you've got a script, rip it up.
Yeah.
Throw it down, and just speak from the heart.
Yeah.
Just speak from the heart.
Yeah,
That's
like-
all you gotta do.
Exactly. Back then, it's like what I did, but like holy shit. Like personally, me in 2020, this me in 2021 is me very different person from like 4 years, hell, 2 years ago.
That's it.
Right? So
Yeah.
when people I'm like, oh man, like one of the things that made me like, okay, we need to really talk about this. There's a lady, she got a job as the editor of, I think, Teen Vogue.
Okay.
And then it came out that, I don't know, 3, 4, whatever years ago,
Right.
she said something about Asian people.
Yeah.
Like the things like, oh man, basically Asians are in our class are smart or something. I can't recall.
Right.
So they said, no, she can't get this job. And she lost the job.
But see, now my problem with that is because in like listening to some of the podcasts that I listen to, is a lot of people are getting in trouble for, it's not even a stereotype because it's statistically proven, like the Asians perform at a much higher education level, like than me.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
it's
I
like,
think
it's
I think it comes from the assumption. So, like, say you're Asian and you don't perform at that level, the pressure comes on you.
Yeah, no, I
right?
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
think that's where it comes from.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, at the end of if you said that 4 years ago,
I mean,
I mean,
anyway, so she lost
But
the
I mean,
job.
it's like, even now, like if you at 45 years old, if I sign up for a class and I actually go into a classroom and I'm like, I'm seeing people outperform me and just like, my God. And it's not necessarily a race thing. It's like, my God, their parents must like, either they love books. Wake up.
No, I told you in my eye. I told you in my eye.
Good one, Paulo. You might as well leave now.
Oh my God, this is why I hate sobbing. I just like sitting down behind the camera. But like, yeah, I just
No, but
think,
it's like if I know that I can't rap, and if I go to a show and I see, somebody of another race that raps better than me, I'm not gonna. It doesn't. It's like you don't. Oh my.
yeah.
It's just like cancel culture and everything. Like you said, if everybody could get ruined from something you said 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
I mean,
it's
you
like,
should check for patterns, right?
Exactly. If the person keeps doing the
then
thing,
you're like,
that's a
okay,
different
that
thing.
person-
That's a different
Yeah.
thing. Like, if 2015, 16 I said it, 2017 I said it, 2018 I said it, 2019 I said, come on, man, that's who I am,
yeah, it's
right?
like, why does Paulo keep saying this year after year? He doesn't learn, and then he doesn't show up for the Get Down podcast.
But like, yeah. But like, if I did, so like,
This is
another example that comes to mind is the Guardians of the Galaxy guy, right?
Oh yeah, James Gunn.
Yeah, him.
Yep.
I don't know what he said, but like they fired him. And then they realized, okay, we fucked up. They hired him back. Now he's like, I think he's one of the directors that is actually working on DC and Marvel.
Yes. and that's just the thing too, is like what he said was, and again, after I had a daughter, reading it, it's like, what the fuck? Like, why would you write that? And then it's like looking back and it's like, okay, so he was a comedian back when he wrote it. That's like going back and saying like, oh my God, like listen, like, hey, if anybody should be canceled, and I don't think anybody should, like listen to the shit Howard Stern used to say.
Oh my God.
Right?
Yeah.
Like that shit was crazy. And it was no holds barred, nobody was off limits. And it's like the thing about it is that's who he was. He was a shock jock. If you're a shock jock and you don't say anything shocking, then it's like you're not doing your job.
Anyway, but one thing you do, and the whole cancel culture came because you were talking about your social media.
Yep.
Is like why, like your the thing about your social media is the engagement you get. Why do you think especially your Instagram is so high? It's like you have this community that is so engaged. Why do you think that is?
With our company? again, I think it falls back to what Frantic said. It's just being real. I'm easily approachable. I mean, we could have not met, and you order something. If I delivered it to you, we're going to end up talking for an hour, and it's just, the 2,800 followers that we have on Instagram, it's all organic. It's not bought. And, most of these people, well, not most of them, but the majority of the people that there's the constant communication with, I actually know. And it's just building off of that. Building off of that. And
when I hit you up, we just met in a parking lot.
The McDonald's parking lot.
It was me, you, and Chris, actually.
Yeah. Where are you at? We're actually at McDonald's right now? He's like, well, I was actually just pulling in there. We'll give me a 20-piece McNugget, and they're only going to give you one packet of sauce.
Yeah.
See, that's something they got. They get a 20-piece McNugget, and they give you one sweet and sour sauce. What's that supposed to do?
No, they give you 3. Come on, they give you.
When do they give you 3?
You gotta ask for the other 2.
Yeah, they do give you 3.
Depends on who's behind the counter.
Yeah, depends on who's behind the counter and who's at the drive-thru. Obviously, they see me and they're like,
I eat that thing religiously, so I know they give you 3.
What did you say? McDonald's, where's the bag? Where's the bag, Mickey D's? Hit me up, Ronnie.
Yeah, at least a breakfast sandwich.
Right.
The new chicken McMuffins are good. Have you had
No,
those
have you
yet?
had their chicken wrap?
They have chicken McMuffins?
They have chicken McMuffins, and you can get them with the hot sauce on them.
What?
And oh man, they're good.
No, but have you had their chicken wrap though?
Which chicken wrap?
Bacon.
The bacon.
Yeah, the bacon chicken wrap.
I'm sure I have.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that and the chicken nugget, that's kind of
the
like
chicken nuggets.
2 breakfast sandwiches.
That's right. 2
And all those things, whatever they talk about.
No, and that's another thing is like, way back, I used to eat the fish fillet. Man, I could eat like 10 of those, man, but they're just nasty now.
Yeah.
And they say that they're made with Atlantic, fresh Atlantic.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
I heard that someone sued McDonald's because they got salmonella from the fish fillet.
Fuck!
And McDonald's response was that there was no actual fish in the fish fillet. And they won the case. Don't quote me on that.
No. Throw a couple fish fillets in that bag on your knees. Well, that's like the McRib. I don't even know what animal that is from.
It's a pork.
No. Have you studied?
It's a pig with wings and like plumage.
Yeah, and I think
also
they actually
it's
have
got
those,
udders.
and they have them I heard they have them at the McDonald's farm out in the Annapolis Valley, and they wait until said pigs with wings kill themselves by running headfirst into the barn, and then they use that specific pig for the McRibs.
And that was the first drawing he ever made.
Yes. I should bring that back on a shirt.